Welcome to Bow Ties, sometimes call myself Ashley and Ed. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Ash. How are you this dark November evening?
I'm very good. I'm going to, after this recording, just get a bit of a hot chocolate on the go. I think get in a bit of a under my duvet and chill out. So yeah,
Thing is, though, we were saying it's dark now. This might not go out till May next year, so it could be a
who knows?
lovely evening when
Who
you're
knows? It could
on
be, could
a
be,
lovely morning.
could be. Well, this evening, what are we talking about, Edward?
We are talking about the wonderful sci-fi sitcom Red Dwarf.
The theme tune in the early days was really, really boring. What?
I'm going to disagree. First, it's not going to be a good one. I'm going to disagree with you. I used to prefer it with the slow intro with Holly doing his bit of a talk at the beginning and then the song at the end.
Well, guys, this I don't know what to say really. It's probably been the shortest video that we've done. So I've been Ashley. What? We've never disagreed. Well, I suppose. No, well, that's fine. That's fine. We can disagree. We've never disagreed this early on. We're literally about
No,
2 minutes in.
that's the first fact, not even fact, the first bit of information about the show we disagree on. It's not going to go well, this one, is it?
No, probably not.
No.
Uh, but I have watched a little bit more recently because it's all on BBC iPlayer at the moment. So I watched a little bit back. I don't remember the first few seasons particularly well. I sort of picked it up around 4, 5, sort of like the Inquisitor, Back to Reality, Quarantine, around about there. That's where I feel for me it was really well. I actually think it was very popular then. I mean, I remember they even had a magazine come out, like a cartoon magazine. So I think it really started getting in its stride then. So going back and watching some of the early episodes was quite was quite interesting really, sort of seeing the backstory because I think I just skipped over it. Although some of the graphics aren't great at the beginning. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed watching some of them back. Danny John Jules in there, Chris Barry, Craig Charles, who was the original Holly, Norman Lovell, was it?
Norman Lovett.
Lovett, even, beg your pardon.
Norman, yeah.
He was quite funny in the first episode because obviously when Lister comes back and he's there and he's been, what is it, 3 billion years? Is it? He's been
He really is.
in isolation. Um,
Yeah.
and his little love interest Kazansky, is it, or whatever his name is?
Chrissy Kachansky. Try again. Chrissy Kachansky.
That's the one. She's not there, and then Holly's like, "If there's any consolation, even if she was, the age difference would be insurmountable." So love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
There's a whole line. They're dead, Dave. They're all dead, Dave. It's sort of a little bit of a riff on 2001: A Space Odyssey, apparently.
Yeah, when it goes on for that joke doesn't actually seem to get boring, despite the fact it goes on for about a minute. But such and such, yes, he's dead, Dave. What about such and such? He's dead, Dave.
Where is everybody on?
They're dead, Dave.
Who is?
Everybody, Dave.
What, Captain Hollister?
Everybody's dead, Dave.
What, Todd Hunter?
Everybody's dead, Dave.
What, Selby?
They're all dead. Everybody's dead, Dave.
Peterson isn't, is he?
Everybody is dead, Dave.
Not Chen.
Gordon Bennett, yes, Chen, everybody. Everybody's dead, Dave.
Rimmer?
He's dead, Dave. Everybody is dead. Everybody is dead, Dave.
Wait. Are you trying to tell me everybody's dead?
So, and then, just when you think they're all dead, Rimmer turns up. So Chris Barry, heck of a nice chap. I've not met Craig Charles, met Chris Barry, met Danny John Jules. Danny John Jules was probably slightly more interested in whatever text message he was getting, unfortunately. But I'm sure it was a good text message, so I'll let him off. But Chris Barry was a lovely chap. And Craig Charles, not met Craig Charles, but hopefully there might be a Comic Con in the future where we do. Robert Llewellyn, not met him either. But he is, I do love him. He seems like quite a nice down-to-earth chap. So, Ed, what do you want to say about the first series?
So, Red Dwarf, for me, the first two series were the best. They've got the majority of my favourite episodes. My absolute favourite episode ever of Red Dwarf is Thanks for the Memory. I don't know if you remember it. It's really, really good. It's very, very sad as well. It's a bit of a one where you get to where Rimmer is more than the annoying little Jobsworth. He gets a lot more character than that. They wake up and they both got broken legs. There's a completed jigsaw. And they've lost sort of 5 days of their life or a week of their life, and the black box is missing. And it turns out that Lister, to trying to be nice to Rimmer, grafts some of his memories into Rimmer's head to give him one of his old girlfriends to give him a bit of self-confidence. And with Lister, with the nicest of intentions, he's done an awful thing to Rimmer. He's actually made his life worse. I really like that's superb, that one. The one that comes after it as well, Stasis Leak's really, really good, where they time travel back to before the accident. What else we got? First series, there's Waiting for God, which is the one where you get all the history of the cat, how the cat species evolved. And you've still got one old cat left alive in the depths of the ship somewhere. Turns out the cat's evolved, and then there was this great big civil war on the spaceship between the different sort of factions of the cats. And then again, another favourite, you mentioned it earlier. I think what did it for me, I didn't spoil it as much, but it made it a different show, was when it got a bit more snazzy. It had the more epic sort of theme, well, not more epic, but the faster theme tune at the beginning. Holly changed, from Norman Lovett, who I loved, to Hattie Hayridge. She was great. I think if I'd come in seeing Hattie Hayridge to begin with, I'd have been fine. But Norman Lovett's Holly was my favourite character. It's just so morose. It just changed a bit too much for me. They brought Crichton, and again, Robert Llewellyn's really, really good, but it felt like the show was changing, and it was becoming, rather than being a sitcom with sci-fi bits, it was becoming a funny sci-fi show. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Really,
First couple of years, it felt like any other sort of BBC sitcom, sort of low budget, with a small crew, couple of sets, but the sets were on a spaceship rather than being in a department store or in a prison or in a flat. So it could have been. It's got the same sort of setup as Only Fools and Horses, Porridge. You've got Rimmer as the straight-laced one who's the butt of all the jokes. You've got Lister, who really shouldn't be this successful, but everyone loves him. You've got the cat, and then you've got Holly. And it's like it's set up very, very similar to a lot of sitcoms where you've got Only Fools and Horses. You've got Del and Rodney. Del's the wide boy, the one that shouldn't really be successful, but you sort of love him even though you shouldn't. And you've got Rodney as the serious one. So you've got the straight man and the obviously comic one. But I think as it went on, you found out a lot more about them as characters. They grew as characters. Like you said, the budget definitely. I mean, it was the first two series were so successful that the budget went through the roof. They had better special effects, and it gained a bit of its own mythology. Then it sort of became, a sort of sci-fi show in its own right.
Well, whilst you're talking now, I'm just having a quick look down to see when did I start really getting into it. And so series 5, 1992. So it's 6 episodes, well, as per the other. Holoship, The Inquisitor, Terraform, Quarantine, Demons and Angels, Back to Reality. There's not a, I mean, they're all 10 out of 10 episodes for me, personally. That is like a cracking thing.
Yeah, Quarantine was brilliant.
That was funny. And then we got, I quite like Back to Reality, where they're all there thinking they're paying. You've been playing the Idiot Rimmer or whatever. You know.
Which one was Rimmer? Me. Oh, he's amazing, isn't
You can say that again.
he? How long did it take you to suss him out then?
Oh, I had it sussed right from the beginning.
What, really? You found the captain's message right away?
What captain's message?
The one that's sitting in the microdot in the eye in Rimmer's swimming certificate. Well, that's the clue, isn't it? Rimmer having a swimming certificate and not being able to swim. And that's a clue. It's a blatant clue, isn't it?
A blatant clue to what?
A blatant clue to the truth behind Rimmer.
What truth?
The truth to why he's such an insufferable prat.
That's because of his parents, his upbringing, his background, the fact he was never loved.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No!
What was it then?
He was a hand-picked special agent for the Space Corps. He had his memory erased and was programmed to act like a complete swonk, so no one suspected he was on a secret mission to destroy Red Dwarf in order to guide Lister to his destiny as creator of the second universe.
You what?
Yeah. You know that bit where Lister jump starts the second Big Bang with jump leads from Starbuck?
Jump starts the second Big Bang.
Well, that's the final irony, isn't it? Lister, the ultimate atheist, turns out in fact to be God. What? It's all in the captain's message, it's all in the microdots. Hang on a minute. Are you seriously telling me you were playing the Pratt version of Rimmer for all that time? For 4 years? Oh, well, that's a classic, Danny, that's a classic.
Yeah, and it's just like, Dwayne Dibley? Not me, man. And he's got those massive teeth. It's just great. It's just absolutely great. I love it.
Is there a Dwayne Dibley in here?
Pardon?
Dwayne Dibley.
No, sorry. Wait a minute. How do you know there's no one called Dwayne Dibley in here? It could be you.
No, this is right. Dibley. This is the Dibley party. Which one's Dwayne Dibley?
No, please, no. I don't want to be Dwayne Dibley.
It's you. Here are your party's clothes and possessions. The medical officer will be down in 20 minutes.
Dwayne Dibley? How can I be called Dwayne Dibley?
It's true. It's got your photograph, name, address on it and everything. There's an anorak in here. White socks, nylon shirt, plastic sandals, Airtex vest, cardigan. Oh, and a key to the Salvation Army hostel.
just little quips in there which I think are really good. I've also sort of skipped ahead. I didn't watch it that much when it was rebooted. Sort of like had a new lease of life back in what, 2000 and looking now 2009 would have been 2 years. Yeah, so Series 8 finished in 1999.
It did, yeah.
And so I don't know. I didn't see that much of them. They I mean, I can't talk because I age, but I don't know. It just didn't look quite right. I don't know. Maybe it was a different camera setup or something like that. Just didn't seem to have the same quite feel about it, really. Don't know why, but it just didn't.
Yeah, I mean, when it came back, it was on Dave, and it was called Red Dwarf Back to Earth, and they've now renamed it. They said, "Oh, that was Red Dwarf 9." And it's got some pretty funny. They sort of crash land or get sent to Earth. It's a long time since I've seen it. Sort of the Earth of 2009, and it's quite funny. It's that Dave Lister meets the actor Craig Charles, who's playing a character on Coronation Street, because they go to Coronation Street.
What sort of godforsaken place is this? This is worse than Rimmer World.
Get out of town, this is brilliant.
Is it just like where I grew up, except there's less burning cars? I'll find out where Mr. Charles is from that information droid. Salutations, fellow droid, sir. I'm looking for the actor, Craig Charles. Can you direct? Perhaps it's overheated. Are you usually that red? I'm going to place this instrument into your voice unit, and I want you to say, ah.
That's me, where are you?
I'm in the Rovers, kid, mate.
See in a minute.
Seems to be some sort of malfunction, sirs. Good grief! Vandals have stolen the droid's entire hard drive and stuffed envelopes through its voice unit. What kind of place is this?
So, who's your favourite character then? Oh no, you've already alluded to that, I suppose. But
yeah, I'd say favourite character is the original Holly. I love Norman Lovett's Holly. But I tell you what, as I get older and you watch it, and I like my character development things. And in terms of character development, Rimmer is a brilliant character because I'm looking at him, and the man that Rimmer could have been is Ace Rimmer. I mean, later on, for people who haven't seen it, watch it. Ace Rimmer gets to be he finds parallel universes where there are different versions of himself, and rather than being this snivelling, weedy, know-it-all Jobsworth that Rimmer is, there's a Rimmer who's actually a genuine hero called Ace Rimmer. And I think the Rimmer of our universe could have been that if he hadn't have had such an overbearing family and felt he had to achieve. He tried too hard to achieve rather than just being the man he was. He was always trying to be someone that other people wanted him to be. And you see that a lot. Again, there's another really brilliant episode. I watched it the other day in preparation for this called Stranded, where Lister and Rimmer are trapped on an ice planet waiting to be rescued. And obviously, Rimmer's a hologram, so he's okay, but Lister's got to eat and stay warm to survive. And you just think, you just want to, I'm not a violent person, but you just want to grab hold of Lister and sort of say, come on, and shake him at the end, because what I think he does to Rimmer in that, it's just not on. It's he says to Rimmer he's going to burn his guitar, Lister does, to keep warm. And Rimmer gives this speech about, I've misjudged you. I thought you were this, that, and the other, but you're really, when it comes down to it, you really know, you do the right thing. And what he's done is he's actually gone to Rimmer's chest that he's inherited from his family and cut a guitar-shaped piece of wood out of that. And you think, you just want to, Rimmer is really just want to hug him for that and say, look, mate, I'll look after you. There's just a lot of pathos and a lot of pathos to Rimmer's character. And yeah, I mean, Holly, the original Holly's my favourite, but in terms of well-written, well-developed character, I would say Rimmer is fantastic, and it's all down as well. It's the writing, but Chris Barry's performance as well, because he can turn on a sixpence. He can go from being this slimy, weaselly, nasty little man into someone you feel really quite sorry for because of the life he's had and the death he's had. And I'm doing my thing again. I'm talking too much.
Ed.
What about yourself? Yourself, Ash? Who's your favourite character?
Well, I probably couldn't agree more. I suppose when I was growing up, it was probably Lister because he's a bit cocky. And arrogant and a bit of a, I don't know. But yeah, as I've grown a bit older, watched it back, Rimmer, definitely Rimmer. I'm not just saying that because I bet you Chris, but hopefully I'll meet you again. No, but definitely Rimmer. Although I really like Chris Barry. I used to watch loads of the British Empire as well. And he does a very good impression of Kenneth Williams.
Kenneth Williams does the Dirty Dozen.
Oh, yes, now. My name is General Patton.
So I think we're in agreement. I mean, no doubt I will throw loads of bit of trivia upon here. So, but on that bombshell, Ed, I'm going to sign off, I think.
I think we've pretty much covered all the basics for Red Dwarf for people who haven't seen it. If there's any particular episodes you'd like us to cover as an episode in detail later, get in touch.
Absolutely. Until then, smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.
Good night.